Hey guys, it is Finn here, that is FYW, and I hope you are all enjoying your weekend quite a lot. It is very dark here, I'm recording this at night if you cannot see, so hopefully it's not too dark for you guys. But once again, we are getting closer and closer to the Euros 2020, and you know what, England, you guys did pretty well in the 2018 World Cup and pretty well in the Nations League. Can you guys top your performance in the Euros 2020? Well, maybe it's possible with the team I'm about to mention. Of course, if you do like this kind of content and if you do like weekly Premier League predictions along with a bit of controversial stuff, because I answer your controversial questions every Saturday, don't you forget, then do subscribe to this channel. I really want it to grow, so please, if you are not subscribed and you are watching, please do help me reach 350 to 400 subscribers. I would really appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button. Let's get into this video. So goalkeeper, maybe one of the most controversial picks of this entire video. I think I am going to go with Nick Pope. I know that sounds like quite a tricky one, but to me, Nick Pope has had a better season than any other English goalkeeper in the world at the moment. Remember the days when Jack Butland was a thing? I mean, it's so weird to think how he has fallen from grace. I mean, I still think he could make a move to like Chelsea if they get rid of Kepa Arrizabalaga. I mean, I think that'll be a pretty cool move. But yeah, sidetracked a tiny bit. I think Nick Pope has been in the best form this season. It's not a matter of who's been performing over a long time. I think this season alone, I would say Nick Pope as the main man for England in that number 1 jersey, or the man between the posts, whatever you prefer to call him. I mean, top clean sheets or most clean sheets in the Premier League this season. He has looked unstoppable. His saves have been out of this world. I think Nick Pope has outstood Pickford by miles so far this season. Of course, I will be mentioning my bench at the end. The rest of the players out of the 23, I will be mentioning at the end. So don't panic if you do not hear them in the starting lineup. Right back position, I will put Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yes, there are quite a lot of right backs that could go in this England squad. Of course, I'll talk about them later, which ones I think will be on the bench and which ones won't be selected at all. Stay tuned for that. I do think Trent really does fit this England squad because England is a very attacking team, similar to Liverpool in the way that they do play in terms of they need or they rely on fullbacks to get forward. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, one of the best right backs in the world at the moment, definitely one of the best young talents in the world, and isn't too far away for breaking Paul Scholes' record for assists in the Premier League, which, yeah, that hurts me as a United fan quite a bit. I do want to say, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, I mean, look, there's no way I cannot not start him in the team. Once again, I would have chosen maybe other right backs, but when it comes to attacking, I think no one beats Trent. Ben Chilwell in the left back position. I think Ben Chilwell is an amazing left back. Once again, maybe I would have gone with Shaw instead if I wanted to use a defensive and an attacking fullback. Attacking obviously being Trent, defensive being Shaw, but I think both attacking fullbacks are going to work perfectly. I think, look, when it comes to attacking, Ben Chilwell is amazing when it comes to just overall attacking, something that Shaw doesn't quite have, or Shaw really is getting there, but when it comes to overall stamina, I think Chilwell is better. I think he lasts longer throughout the game. He contributes, his numbers are insane when it comes to assists and goals in terms of, or just chance creations. I think Chilwell is a very good player and he has done well with Leicester City. Therefore, you know what, he is a man on form. My first of the 2 centre-backs, now of course it is quite tricky because to an extent I would say they're limited to choices, England, when it comes to centre-backs. First one is the most expensive defender in the world, or most expensive centre-back, is Harry Maguire, big old slabhead himself. Yes, hasn't had the best season in the entire world and maybe hasn't lived up to his most expensive defender mark, but I still think at moments for Manchester United, watching him when he has the ball, he is so insanely, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Anyone help me? He is so incredibly composed. That's the word. When he has the ball, it's so refreshing to see because he really does think as he plays, and it shows that he has almost a weird level of experience in his mind, and he has so much knowledge, and that is so refreshing to watch on the field, along with the fact that he is actually pretty mobile. He's not the fastest, but at the same time, he really can be an attacking threat at times. Last defender, now of course lots of people probably might think, well, maybe John Stones, but I think the best centre-back in the world, English centre-back in the world, along with Harry Maguire, is going to be Gomez from Liverpool. I think Joe Gomez is an excellent option, big physical presence, along with he has a bit more speed than Maguire, so I think those very 2 physical presences will work quite well in the centre-back position for England. I think overall this defence could look very good for England if they start with Trent, Gomez, Maguire, Chilwell and Pope. I think that is a very, very strong defense that can, really suit and do something amazing for England. Get into midfielders. First midfielder is going to be a holding midfielder is Jordan Henderson, who I've said on multiple occasions I think should captain this team, and not necessarily because he's a better player than Harry Kane. I didn't say that by any means. They are two different players, two different positions obviously, but I think Jordan Henderson as a total, I think he really has had an outstanding season, and he has proved that he has improved so much as a player. He really has improved the style of play. I mean, he's really starting to contribute more in the game. He's just got such a level of expertise to him that is so great to watch, and probably going to get Premier League Player of the Season at the end of this. And captain wise, it's not bad that he's won the Champions League, going to win the Premier League. I mean, he's just had the most successful season of his life, season and a half, and maybe he could add Euros to that. The second of my three midfielders is going to be Maddison from Leicester City. Great attacking option, and I really do think that he could contribute quite a bit when it comes to set pieces. He is very strong with that. Assists, look, he's not doing as well as he was last season, but this season for Leicester City he is looking still so strong. I mean, his numbers are insane. Could still be linked to Manchester United, but at the same time I think Maddison, worldy and an attacking midfielder that could really contribute to this England team. My last midfielder is going to be Jack Grealish. Now I know those are two attacking midfielders, but I quite like that system quite a lot because they do help get the ball forward quite a lot, and luckily I put Henderson in that list, to hold back and stay back a little bit. But I think Grealish is amazing. I mean, considering Aston Villa have not really done well considering our expectations of them this season, I still think Jack Grealish's numbers have been so impressive considering that. And both my attacking midfielders could play as wings if something happened to my wings and they got injured. Both of them could play as wings. I mean, Jack Grealish has played at left wing for Aston Villa some parts of the season, and he has proven that he really is quite talented. Getting to my attack before my bench, now this is going to be quite a tricky one, but my left wing I've chosen Sterling, because Sterling, before Ballon d'Ors, the Ballon d'Or happened, I did list him in my top 10 to win it. Sadly in real life he wasn't in the top 10, but I think that he has proven himself to be a world-class talent that could play any team in the world. He could play at a Real Madrid, although he's English. Obviously they don't really get English players anymore, but I do have to say Sterling is such an amazing player. His numbers have improved so much since he arrived from Liverpool, probably Pep Guardiola's favorite player, but Sterling is such a strong, capable player. Yes, he did have a fight with Gomez a few months ago, but at the end of the day, Sterling, I think hopefully he can improve on the international stage, because he didn't do so well in the 2018 World Cup. Hopefully he can redeem himself here. My right midfielder is going to be Jadon Sancho. I think Jadon Sancho's numbers have been insane so far for Borussia Dortmund this season. I do think that Man City probably almost regret giving him away. I mean, Man City have so many good wingers, so maybe they don't even. But I definitely think Jadon Sancho will move back to the Premier League. Hopefully not Chelsea, hopefully Manchester United, my team. But I think Jadon Sancho, he's got double digits for assists and goals this season. He is looking unstoppable. Right midfielder, if not at least attacking midfielder for this England team. Now, of course, you would have realized on neither of the wings position I didn't mention Rashford, and I do want to say I haven't listed Rashford in the 23-man squad. I know, I'm sorry, I'm a United fan, it hurts me too. Not because he's not good enough, but because I don't think he will be match fit. If he is match fit, then I will put him in this team as a winger and move Sancho to an attacking midfielder and work around with that a tiny bit. But I do think that Rashford just won't be back for it. So therefore, my main man up front is Harry Kane, because apparently Harry Kane will be back, and I think they'll be so incredibly crucial to this team. I really do think Harry Kane is missed in this England squad. The physical presence, when it comes to scoring with both feet, when it comes to headering, penalties, composure, Harry Kane is a world-class striker. Someone said in my controversial video the other day that he isn't he's a bit overrated, which you guys can check out my opinion on everything in that video. You guys can check out my controversial videos. But yeah, I do think Harry Kane is the main man for England, and no one should be in that spot except him. Getting into my bench quickly, Pickford as goalkeeper. Once again, as I said, still a good goalkeeper, but he lets in sloppy goals, and I do think Pope's had a better season than him. Henderson's another backup goalkeeper. The Sheffield United goalkeeper. Sheffield United have been playing beyond everyone's expectations this season, and Henderson has played a huge role in that, and his numbers off when it comes to clean sheets are also insane. The backup defenders, I do have a Stones from City, not a really good centre-back at all, but when it comes to choices in centre-backs for England, they're not so spoiled for choice. We've got Luke Shaw there for reasons I explained earlier. When it comes to defense, he is so good. He is improving attacking wise. I mean, of course, he scored the other day for United. He is getting better and better, but I think stamina wise, he still has to get there. He still does have to get a bit fitter. Aaron Wan-Bissaka I have put in this team as the backup right back because, I mean, he's a bit of the opposite of Trent Alexander-Arnold, where I think Trent is an amazing attacker when it comes to a fullback, but Wan-Bissaka, I mean, when it comes to a one-on-one, he is a defensive god, and I would love to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka play for England. Last defender is Chris Smalling. I know that's quite a shocking one. Hopefully he doesn't bring coronavirus from Italy, but I think Chris Smalling is an amazing centre-back. He is so strong. He has improved so much since he's gone on that loan to Roma. Maybe he will extend it to like a permanent move, but you know what? I think he has improved himself to earn a spot in this team. Midfielders I have is Oxlade-Chamberlain, who has come back massively from his injury and is doing so well, and I think he deserves a spot in this team. He could also play wing. Luckily, all the midfielders I have in this team could play as a wing position. I do think Ox should be in this team, but not quite in the starting lineup. Dele Alli is a tricky one, but I have put him in this team, but I have compared him to players like Barkley or Mason Mount, although I would have loved to put either of those Chelsea midfielders in. I cannot put him over Dele Alli because I think, I don't know, Barkley, is he quite ready? I don't know. I've got so many attacking midfielders. I know Dele Alli is one, but just number-wise, and when it comes to experience on the international stage, I think Dele Alli just has a bit more experience. And last midfielder is Declan Rice. Once again, there are so many attacking midfielders, and I would have put someone like Mount and now Barkley, but we do need another defensive midfielder. Otherwise, it's too attacking-based. Declan Rice, not necessarily a huge fan of him myself, but you guys seem to vote on it because you guys did vote on Reddit for me when I did ask you guys. My attackers that I put in this team is Calvert-Lewin. His numbers have been insane this season compared to normal. He is in double digits along with Tammy Abraham, who has gone in a bit of a decline since the beginning of the season, but still great season. Maybe has earned himself the position. Last player in the squad before I mention some honorable mentions, if you may. Danny Ings, an amazing attacker this season and a huge reason to why Southampton could be saved out of the relegation zone, because Danny Ings is an amazing attacker and really does deserve to be in a Premier League team. Some players that aren't in the team, of course, Kieran Trippier. Once again, it's way too competitive in that right back position, and I just really couldn't put him there. Another right back I couldn't put in, Kyle Walker. I know that is a huge one I didn't put in there, but to be honest, I think Wan-Bissaka is everything you want in a defensive defender, and Trent's everything you want in an attacking defender. And I do think that maybe the experience from Kyle Walker could be better, but I don't know if I could put him over either of them. Maybe I could put him over Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but you know, Kyle Walker has been, you know, hiding in the shadows for like the last year maybe. Ross Barkley I mentioned, Danny Rose at the left back position. Once again, I think he's fallen out of favour and he's not necessarily always fit. Maury from Chelsea hasn't been doing that well defensively, but I think in the future could be. Eric Dyer, not as good as he used to be. Barnes from Leicester, the left wing, I think one day could be a serious choice, but it's not quite ready yet. And Cody from Wolves, defensively, I think he could be there one day. He is working his way there. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the England squad. You guys seem to like that idea of him being in the England squad. But once again, I think just missing out. And obviously Rashford, as I said, I don't think he'll be fit. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Once again, it's quite hectic. I could have mentioned something like Wilson from Bournemouth as well, but you know, I'm just not going to do that. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Once again, if you do like, please do subscribe to this channel. It would help me so much. I do appreciate it. Please help me reach 350 subscribers. That would be a massive help. Thank you guys for everything that you have done for me. This has been Finn. Tell me what you think about my team down below. I love everything I love every single one of you. Stay awesome. Cheers.